Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ruth Soltman, and this is the Transformational Soul. So welcome if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. I want to thank everyone for being here, and thank you for your support for me in the show. Please, please, please continue to like, share, subscribe, and participate. If you are watching on YouTube, you can, and you would like to make a donation or a tip to the show or the show host, you can do that with the super chat and super sticker feature. This show is also live on Facebook and Rumble, and we also have those options on both of those. On Facebook, you can donate via Venmo, and on Rumble now, Tiffany's going to put up their directions. I guess it's a Rumble rant, and there's a little dollar sign that you would click on. Goldylocks shows are also available, like I said, on Rumble, so you can check them out on there as well. Today is a really special day. Not only is it September 1st, but it's the first day of season 7 of Goldylocks Productions. Yay! I'm so grateful and blessed to be a part of this wonderful family. And this family, with all this love and light, and it's just an amazing group of people. So I really wanted to thank Tiffany White Sage Woman and all those at Goldylocks Productions. Happy anniversary. It's so exciting, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. So my master class, How to Self-Publish Your Book, is going to be on Saturday, September 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can sign up now. Some of you might be journaling. You might actually be writing a book. You may have lots of ideas that, you're getting from spirit. And maybe some of these ideas are going to form into a book. During this class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can take your book and publish it online, the platforms to use. But I'm also going to give you tips so that if you haven't started writing yet, I'm going to show you what I have found to be the easiest way to, format and write out your book. I learned after writing my first one, the best ways not to do it, because it was the first time I did it. So of course I didn't know. So it was just all, trial and error. And when I wrote the second book, the format that I used, I figured out from doing it the way I did the first time. The second time, it went so much smoother. It was so much easier. And I'm going to give you lots of those kind of tips. And also at the end of the class, you'll be able to ask any questions that you have. And, I would just recommend, start writing them down now as things come to you. But if you think that you might ever want to write a book and publish it, then you really need to sign up for this class. It will also help you to, I'll show you the different platforms where you can publish, the pros and cons, what steps you have to take in order to get it uploaded. A lot of the things that I had to learn by doing or by researching, and I'm going to give you guys all that information. So go on over to Goldylocks Productions and, sign up for that. Hi, Jill. So happy to see you. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you here too. Hi, Kristen. Oh, Jill, thank you so much for your super sticker. I am very grateful. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Kim. I appreciate you saying that. Let's see. So, there are a limited amount of seats for the class. So if you're really thinking about it, stop dragging your feet and get over there and get it done. It's going to be about 2 hours long, so it'll be a lot of fun, and then you'll be able to publish a book as well. And I'm starting this week. Well, not starting this week, but this week I will be publishing my third book, The ABCs of Forgiveness. And that will be with my other books on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. So you can check them out over there. And, for about a week now, the word metamorphosis has just been going around in my head over and over and over. And I looked up the actual definition, and it says in the dictionary online, it says a change of the form or nature of a thing or person into a completely different one by natural or supernatural means. Now, think about that. And I know I talk a little bit about this in my book, Metamorphosis A Journey of the Soul, about the journey of the caterpillar. But if you think about this caterpillar, he builds this chrysalis, and he goes inside there and he digests himself, and he turns into a liquid, and some of the cells survive this process and help to form the butterfly. The change going on inside the chrysalis is not a quick change. It's very gradual and it's very slow. The caterpillar's old body dies, and then the new butterfly, is born. And think about this process, in terms of your life. We go through this over and over again in our own lives. You can think of it like it can happen, when you first start your awakening process, real of the truth of who you are. You open up spiritually, and your whole world just feels like it's crumbling around you, because everything that you ever known, is not what you thought it was. And that's kind of the goo process. But then as you come out of that and you realize all these wonderful, beautiful ways and spiritual things, the way they really are, that's you becoming the butterfly. But it doesn't have to be just in a spiritual sense. I mean, it can happen when you bring yourself out of a toxic relationship. When you went into that relationship, you changed and transformed into something totally different. Otherwise, you would never have gotten out of that toxic relationship. If you had stayed the same, you would still be there. And think about when you take that leap outside of your comfort zone. That process, you could call it change. You could call it, a metamorphosis. Because when you're stuck in that place of fear and apprehension, you're not going anywhere. You're just you're very stagnant. You're not moving around at all. Or you could feel like you're moving, but you're moving in place. And then when you take that giant leap, what happens? You empower yourself. You feel like that butterfly, and you've transformed yourself in that way. We transform ourselves and our life over and over again throughout our lives, all the time. When we look at like different situations in your life and think, and you can see how much you have transformed yourself, how much you have changed. And it doesn't have to be a scary thing. A lot of people are very fearful of that word change. It terrifies them, but it does not have to. Why would we fear it? We can't control it, not at all. Change happens every single day. Some are small changes, but other ones are really big changes. Look at change in another way. Look at it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity, for you to grow and to evolve. And, there's lessons to be learned there. Lessons and blessings. But when you look at these situations, think, why is this happening for me? What is the lesson here? What am I supposed to learn from this? Because I will tell you that the universe will keep bringing you the same situation for a lesson that you're supposed to learn, you will repeat it over and over and over until you learn your lesson. So you're a lot better off if you can learn it the first or second time, because each time that you don't, and the universe has to bring it to you again, the universe knocks harder and harder each time to get your attention. So you got to pay attention to these things. I know that we can't always see what we're going through as, I'm learning this lesson, or this is for my best and highest good. However, when we look back on it and we can see it from that different perspective, then we can see, the silver lining. We can see what it is that we were supposed to learn from that. And that's really important so that we don't keep repeating it. But you can, when you can look back on it, and you can see it from a different perspective because you're not in the situation. You're more looking from the outside in instead of from the inside out. And then you are able to see, what the lesson was, what the blessings were. Hi, Anita. I'm so happy to see you here. And then, it'll start to make a little more sense to you. Hi, Devin. Nice to see you. Devin says, hello, my beautiful friend. Love to you and all the beautiful people out there who have joined you. Hi, Tiffany. I'm glad you could join us, Devin. And so then when you look back on it, you can see what the lessons were. We don't always know why it happened, but always know that there is a reason behind it. Everything happens for a reason. I have said that my entire life, and I truly believe that. And if you look back, think of something that maybe happened, 5 years ago. And why did it happen exactly the way it did? Well, if it didn't happen like it did, then this next thing would have fallen right into place. So there's always a reason behind it. Always. So I want to ask you guys, how are you guys doing out there today? It's the 1st of September. Pretty soon the holidays are going to be here. It's just whizzing by. But I can't believe it's already September. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So can you think of different ways and different situations in your life where you have had a metamorphosis of sorts? Can you see that process where, you were broken down, into goo, and then you rebuilt yourself? Because when I look back on different situations, I can see that in so many different situations in my life. Kim says, that's a fact, Jack. I am having a weird day and went to the past crap this morning at like 2 a.m. Oh, well, Spirit has no timetable, and they don't have a time reference like we do. So I have found that a lot of that stuff will happen, in the wee hours when most people are sleeping. That's when I used to love to get up and do my writing, because it's like the whole world was asleep and I could really, really hear the information coming in loud and clear. So I highly recommend that if you're able to do that. I've always heard between like 2 and 4, that's when like the peak hours. So that's awesome. Well, that's really exciting for you, Kim, that, you're working through all of that, because you're going to be amazed, at how much better your life is and how much better you feel when you come out the other side of those situations. So let's see. What message do we have for everyone? Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. Courage. This message, I have several cards flipped over here when I ask for a message for everyone. So I'm just going to go through them all here. Courage. You have to be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. And, Standing up for your beliefs, yes, but you have to be courageous about a lot of things. If you want to step out of your comfort zone, that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to turn away from what you've always known. And, you have to be brave. You have to be courageous. And when you face that and you face those fears, or maybe they're not quite fears, but you're just apprehensive about it, when you face all of that and you take that leap, you will not believe how empowered you will feel. You will feel like you could fly because you will be soaring. And they also want to remind everyone about a healthy lifestyle. Our health is so important. Our physical health, our spiritual health, our mental health, our emotional health. And, it's important to try to eat healthy. It's important to drink lots of water. It's important to get energized in nature. It's important to meditate. Meditating can really help clear your mind. And it's also important to pay attention to, not just the food and the water and that, but pay attention to all of your environment. Are you pay attention to the music that you listen to? Is it uplifting, or is it, you can feel the energy of the music when you're listening to it, just like you can feel the energy of a movie when you're watching it. Is it a heavy negative energy, or is it a light and loving energy? That's one thing I've noticed that's changed for me a bit lately is even with music, some songs that I used to love, when I listen to them now, they don't have the same vibration to me that they used to. They feel a lot, I don't want to say very negative, but they just feel heavier. So, that I turn those off. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. Everything. And, a lot of things are being done behind the scenes. We don't know that they're happening, but they are. We will know, when they are finished and things come to light, then we'll know. So, let's see, Kim said, making a smoothie now to make up for pork rinds earlier. Yes, music lyrics are deeper lately, yes. And a lot of times they can just bring you to tears. I've noticed lately some things that I've been watching, I feel them a lot deeper than I did before. And, you can't help but to just sit there in tears. And it's not because it's sad. It's because it's so beautiful that it just touches your soul. And, I really love watching things like that. They're very moving, and they just hit you at your deepest self. And also, like we were saying, they want you to spend some time outdoors. And, the outdoors is a wonderful place to be. I love going outdoors. It's not always easy, when you live in a climate, that's not very conducive to spending a lot of time outdoors. But, I go out in the mornings and in the evenings when it's the coolest, and except when I have to take my dog out during the day when it's super hot. But, we sit outside, and she loves to lay in the sun. She's a crazy little dog. She's got a bit of hair on her, but she loves to go lay right out there. It could be 100 degrees. She doesn't care. She just loves to lay in the sun. So I have to stay in the yard with her, so I make sure she doesn't get out. She likes to try to sneak out. So I have to keep an eye on her at all times. So has anybody else noticed that they're experiencing things maybe on a deeper level than they were before? I know Kim is, and that's awesome. you know, and Kim, you know this, doing all of this work, it's not easy at all. It might be one of the hardest things that you ever do in your life, but it's so worth it and it's so rewarding. Because when you clear away all that old stuff, you feel so much lighter, you feel so much happier, and then you make room for all this wonderful positive stuff to come into your life. Because usually the stuff that we have from the um, past that we're trying to get rid of, um, it's usually not like positive stuff, because why do we need to get rid of that? Any happy memories, we always hold on to those. But the stuff that we're releasing, it's all the negative and, stuff like that we've had going on in the past, things that we didn't deal with, things that we just swept under the rug and pretended like they didn't exist. And always, they're going to eventually come back up to the surface, because they need to be healed. And they need to be healed so that you can move on. They need to be healed so that you can live a happier existence. And, once you do all that work and you heal all of that, and then you look back and you will see what a transformation that you have made, what a transformation you have gone through. Kim says, I cried like 6 times today. It's an onion and keeps getting different layers and new perspective. Sage twice already. Yes, it is an onion. You have to peel off one layer at a time, layer after layer after layer, until you get to the very core. And I'm just so happy for you and so proud of you that you are doing it. That is just so amazing. So amazing. So, if anybody would like a card, just let me know, and I'd be happy to see what the angels have to say to you today, what messages they have for you. It's always a blessing to be here with you guys. I look forward to this every week, and this is just such a wonderful, love and light-filled place to be. And it's just wonderful. And I know I talk about this a lot, but Goldylocks has lots and lots of amazing shows. And if try and catch some of the other ones if you don't normally watch them, because there's just so much information and so many beautiful messages, and everybody delivers messages in a different way. Okay, Anita, and then Jill. So what did you guys think of the unicorn readings last week? Wasn't that pretty cool? I thought maybe many of you hadn't seen those before because of the time that Stacy's show was on. So I thought that would be, pretty cool to introduce you to. Okay, Anita. Anita, 2 cards have come up for you. Archangel Haniel talking to you about sensitivity. And Archangel Haniel says, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. And I think a lot of us are. Honor yourself and your feelings. So, don't make excuses for what you're feeling. Accept your feelings for what they are. Honor them. If you feel like there's something negative, don't dwell on them. Try to turn it around to something positive. But I feel like the energies that are circulating right now, that you are very sensitive. So things are going to affect you a little bit more than they normally would. Maybe, somebody might say something unkind to you. You might take it to be more hurtful than you normally would. That's just an example. I can't imagine anybody saying anything unkind to you, Anita, because you're like the sweetest person ever. But I was just trying to use that as an example. I feel like you're feeling things a little bit deeper than you normally do. But don't beat yourself up about any, negativity, the feelings that might float in, just turn that around and put out more positive ones. And you need to focus on your highest priorities right now. You need to prioritize. And that's Archangel Metatron. And he says to focus on your highest priorities. He will help you get organized and motivated. It's so nice when we're organized. And when you're organized, you know right where everything is. Some people have like a whole system, and it's a great way to be. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be like everything's perfect, but organize not only like your physical things, but organize your thoughts. Organize your goals. And since they want you to prioritize, that would be a good place to start. Sit down and write out some goals. Because, we all have things that we want to do. We all have goals. We all have, priorities. Sometimes we let things get in the way of what our priorities should be. But we all know what they are. So just, try to organize your thoughts and your feelings a little better so that you can understand them better. That makes sense to you, Anita. Well, you are so sweet too, Anita. Thank you. And see what the angels have for Jill. Oop. Kim says, thanks, Goldylocks, for keeping me busy almost every day with positive thoughts. Jill says, I try to catch the shows on here every day. Me too. I do too. And I like to just sit and watch them if possible. Sometimes, I'm doing something, especially the ones that are on during the day, but I still get to listen, even if I can't participate as much. But yeah, there's some amazing shows. And when I first got introduced to Goldylocks, what I thought was like the coolest thing is that everybody on every show could give you the same message, but they will deliver it differently. They will say it differently. You will hear it differently, even though it could be the same thing. And, I think that just blows me away sometimes. I just think that is so cool. Okay, let's see what we have for Kim. Anita said, yes, it does. I do need to get more motivated. Yeah, and it's hard, especially now with so much going on. But it's important. Now we need a message for, there we go, for Jill. Oh, we got 2 cards for Jill. Jill, you need to take back your power. It's Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Take back your power. Don't give your power away to anyone. I feel like you are a great manifester. I feel like you can manifest, but maybe you're not aware of how well you can manifest. I feel like you can manifest things very quickly, and that's something that you should be working on. And when we say manifest, we don't mean like, oh, I'm going to manifest a brand new car. I mean, you could do that, but start out with small things. Maybe something that's going on, like you say at work or something, and manifest things the way you want them. Visualize them. Put all of your thought and energy into it happening, not into what you don't want. But you always want to focus on the thing that you do want. That's where you want to put your energy. And this says clairaudience. Archangel Zadkiel, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So I feel like the angels are sending you messages. They are sending you thoughts. Maybe you're hearing little, like a couple word phrase or a sentence in your mind, and you're wondering where that came from. Well, that's where it came from. I feel like they're sending you lots of ideas and information, and this is all going to help you on your spiritual path, Jill. Well, we are at that halfway point, and I would like to send out a huge thank you to the beautiful angel that sponsored my show for the month of September. I am so very grateful and appreciative. Thank you so, so much. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. I am glad you could make it, Heather. Devin says, I would love a card. Wish I knew how to share this calming essence of the end of this day is. Oh, you're welcome, Jill. Well, I'm glad you're having such a wonderful day, Devin. And let's see what message we have for Devin. So I know we've talked, for a couple of weeks now about affirmations. I'm just wondering if anybody out there, if any of you guys use affirmations. And if you do, how do they help you? I love affirmations. Let's see. Devin. Oh, there we go. Devin is igniting courage. It says, I am strong, valiant, and courageous. I totally believe that about you, Devin. And look, there's a horse. And I know you're around animals a lot. Excuse me. Let's see, Devin. And Devin, the courage card also came up for you. That's the one that came up at the beginning for everyone. And don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't just sit in the background. Go up there in the forefront. Shine your light and let people see you. And just remember that you are loved. The angels are always with you to assist you with anything you need, as they are with all of us. But, you just have to ask. And they're reminding you that you know what to do. You already know what you need to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Don't hesitate. And make what you want crystal clear. Have crystal clear intentions. It's very important, and that's what I was telling Jill. It's very important to put out there what you want. Never ever focus on what you don't want. It's real important to put all of your energy and power to what you want, what you desire, what you want to draw to you. Because when you put that energy out there, the universe matches it and brings it back to you. So you have to be very careful, about making your intentions very clear. Hi, Joyce. Oh, you're not late, Joyce. You're right on time. I'm happy you could join us tonight. Pretty exciting. Yes, Heather, of course. Heather says, I'm starting a new chapter on the 7th and would like some insight. Okay, Heather. What do we have for Heather? Well, it sounds exciting, Heather. Let's see what we have here first. Switching the deck for a minute, but then I will be going back. Oh, that one just fell right out. Looking deeper, Heather. It says, and this is a great affirmation, deep within me is a majestic radiance. I feel like this job is going to be great for you. I feel like it may be challenging, and that's why you need to dig deeper. I feel like it feels very good and positive to me. And this card also came up for you, crystal clear intentions. What do you want from this position? Oh, okay, a new chapter on the 7th. I thought you said a new job. I feel like this is the right path for you. I feel like you need to set your intentions of what you want to work towards, what you would like the outcome or goal to be. And I think that will really help you to get where you want to be and need to be. And I just feel a lot of excitement from you. I also feel a little bit of hesitation, but don't, be courageous. Step into this new chapter of your life, because I feel like it's going to be a really good one for you. Okay. Devin said, thank you so very much. You are so very welcome. Heather said, that's what it is, a new job. Well, it's very exciting. Okay. Joyce would love a card, and I would love a card for Joyce. I'm so happy you guys could all be here tonight. And I know some of you weren't here when I mentioned it earlier, but today is the first day of season 7 of Goldylocks Productions. So that's pretty huge. And it's really exciting. And I'm so happy, grateful to be a part of Goldylocks Productions. So go, Tiffany. Tiffany's absolutely amazing. I don't know how many of you catch her show on Sunday evenings. I think it's called Spiritual Insight. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's just a wonderful show. And she has so much insight and, guidance. She's just an all-around beautiful soul. So we were talking earlier about stepping outside of your comfort zone, and that's where the reward is. And I was thinking about, when I first learned about Goldylocks, and I had heard about it from someone who did a radio show on Goldylocks, and she was telling me about it. So I thought, oh, I like the name, so I'm going to look this up. And then I started seeing the shows, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I would ask questions, or ask for messages on Laura's and Melissa's shows all the time. And they would give me, insight into the book I was writing. And Laura kept saying, let me know when you get that book done. Let me know when you get that book done. So after I got it done, of course I told her, and she invited me on her show. And if I wouldn't have stepped out of my comfort zone, and it was, it was a huge leap for me to do that and to publish my book. But if I wouldn't have done that, none of this other stuff would have happened, and I wouldn't be here with you guys. It's just amazing. Like I said, when you look back on these situations, you can see why everything happened when it did. It just blows my mind sometimes when I sit and think about it. Heather, thank you so much for this super sticker. I really appreciate that. Okay, now you need a card for Joyce. Okay, Joyce. What message do the angels have for you today? Joyce. Simplify your life. I cherish the simple pleasures of life. And yes, there's things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. So we don't live in a pigsty. I understand that. But we don't have to spend all of our time, cleaning and cooking and doing all of that stuff. We need things to be a little bit simpler, not just like in our physical presence, but simpler in our mind. Let things go. If you can put it off till tomorrow, if it's something like, dusting or vacuuming, I say go for that. Give yourself some chill time. And there's a lot of different things you can do to simplify your life. Oh, I keep wanting to cough. Sensitivity. Archangel Haniel is saying that you're extra sensitive to the energies. Oh, I keep burping. And emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So I feel like you were going through this as well. And you know what? Actually, I saw your comment on Facebook a couple days ago, I think. But I hadn't had time to comment. It was about the energy. And I feel like you're super sensitive to the energy right now. And that's not a bad thing. It's going to help you to feel things more deeply. It's going to help things resonate more quickly with you. I understand when you're feeling these energies and you're super sensitive to them, it can cause, physical symptoms like headaches or brain fog or, any symptoms of fatigue, extreme fatigue, being tired all the time. And I was going through that for about 2 months. And it's just now that my energy is starting to come back. It's not completely there, but this week has been much, much better. My physical energy. I think, and what I have figured out, the reason for that is, we have all this new energy coming in, and it's really powerful energy. So it's taking a lot. It's taking a toll on our physical body because it's trying to, meld with the energy that we already have. So the way our bodies react to it, I feel, is being extremely tired. Sometimes the headaches. It's been crazy. Absolutely crazy. And almost everybody I talk to seems to be feeling it. So take the extra time that you need, Joyce. It's made a huge difference for me. I started going to bed earlier. And, I'm getting more restful sleep. Because for a while there, I was waking up a lot during the night. And now I'm getting more restful sleep. And it's really helping me a lot, the next day. So if you can do that, if you have time and your schedule allows, take a short nap during the day. Don't beat yourself up for taking care of you and getting the rest you need, even if it means, some of your household duties, don't get done for a few days. Your health and welfare is much more important than that. So just keep that in mind. And let's see if the angels had anything else for you today, Joyce. Okay. Oh, look at that. You know what to do. You already know. And trust your inner knowledge. Your intuition is very strong. And you already know that. Trust it. Trust it. Trust it. And I know it's not always easy to do because we always think, well, there's always that little tiny bit of doubt, even when you feel like you really trust it. But you have to trust it 100%. Because you know what? It will never, ever guide you wrong. It will never take you down the wrong road. Ever. Because that's your intuition, your higher self, your inner guidance. It knows what our mind doesn't know. So, in a sense, we know it, but we just don't know we know it. If that makes sense to you. Okay, Joyce said that's right. Yep, you're so right. Thank you. You're welcome, Joyce. You're so welcome. I hope that helps. Sorry, guys, I dropped a card. So, this message is for everyone. Spread your wings. Don't hold anything back now. Just, take off running and fly. It says the timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. And, that's in every area of your life, not just one or two, but every area of your life. We're in this great place right now where all this stuff is happening. All this amazing energy is coming to us, and it's there for all of us. It's there for every single one of us. And, we can utilize it. We can accept it into our energy field, our auric field, whatever, and it'll become a part of us. And it's really amazing energy. Absolutely. And this energy is just going to help propel us further along on our spiritual journey, on our spiritual path. And we all have, our own individual paths, but those paths have all led us together. And that's such a beautiful thing. We're like a big, beautiful family here. And, probably if you asked most of the people on here, they probably have a lot of similar views, but they have other views that are very different from each other. And that's okay. We all, have our own inner knowing, our own believing, and we have to figure out what's true for ourselves. And we do not have the right to tell someone else what's true for them. We do not live their life. We live our own. I have this one hair here that keeps tickling my nose, driving me crazy. And what's one thing that I don't like to see is when someone tries to infringe what they believe onto someone else and tell them that's what they have to believe, that's just the way it is. And sometimes we see that a lot with other people. People will believe, and these are usually very narrow-minded beliefs. They're not even someone who's like open-minded. And they'll have some very narrow-minded belief, and they think that everyone should believe that way. And they'll try to push their beliefs on others and push and push. And they have no right to do that. We all are responsible for ourselves. We all have the freedom to believe what we believe. And we should be able to do that and feel free in doing that. We shouldn't feel like we shouldn't be made to feel small or incorrect in what we believe. A belief is a belief. It's not like a fact or, something like that. Let's see what Devin has to say. It all starts with a positive attitude, positive mind, positive heart, and a positive soul. That is correct, Devin. It all starts with that. It's positive. And, I used to, before I started really focusing and being mindful of my thoughts, I'd have a lot of negative thoughts. And then no matter how small, it doesn't matter how small they are. But when those thoughts would come into my mind, and sometimes I would even say them out loud. And then when I would hear it, I'd think, what the heck? I am not going to put that energy out there. There's no way. And then I would start saying something very positive in its place. And we can't always help some of the thoughts that float into our head, right? We can try, to switch them around. I mean, we can turn them around. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. We can turn them around into a positive thought, but sometimes those thoughts just, float in there on their own without our, okaying it or our permission or anything. They just kind of, but we can't let them hang out there. We have to kick them out and put something positive in its place. And I have noticed with myself over the years of doing that and thinking positive thoughts when I would start to get a negative thought, I very rarely have a negative thought anymore. somebody said something and I heard them say it. And I thought, wow, that sounds really negative. And then I thought, I used to say that to myself all the time. And see, we change in so many ways and we don't even realize it until we look back on it. I used to have a lot of very negative self-talk. And that's one thing I don't like to hear other people, negatively talking about themselves. But then all that changed. And one thing that did help me change that was affirmations. I would say saying positive things about myself. And, after you say them for so long, you do believe them. And when you're saying them, even if you're not believing them in the beginning, saying them, say them out loud, put that energy out into the universe. The universe is going to match it and bring it back to you, right? It really, really works. And it really is that easy. Okay, Sarah, let's see what the angels have for you today. Oh, opening to love. Sarah, I feel like this was a message that you had very recently. Opening to love. My heart is open, it says. You have a very, very big heart. And it's so full of love. So full of love. But it's like a revolving door. The love is going in and out, in and out. And that's what you want. You want to, give love, but be open to receiving love. Sometimes we tend to, we're very willing to give love to others, but we're not always receptive to their love. Just keeping your heart open. And, if you work on that heart chakra and you could feel it expanding, and you will actually feel it expanding, and you will be able to even feel more love in your heart than is already there. Divine order. Everything is just as it's supposed to be, and everything is happening in divine timing. So look past everything else and know that things are happening right when they are supposed to. It's all in divine timing. And we have no control over that. I know as humans, we're always like, we have a timeline of how we want things to happen. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're human. But on the other side, it's not like that. They don't have a timeline like we do. So sometimes it will feel like things are not happening as fast as we want them to. But just remember that, the timeline, if you want to call it, on the other side is not what it is here. And that everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. And it will continue to do that. Let's see what else they want to tell you, Sarah. Okay. Every time I feel your energy, Sarah, I feel like these big rays of sunshine. Which tells me that you're warm and inviting and protective. Okay, here we go. What's this one? And life review. Take a look back. When you look over your life in different situations, where you're at right now, you're going to view it differently than you did when you were going through those situations. If you have anything left that is unhealed, you need to do that. If you're not feeling well balanced, you need to figure out where the scales are tipping. You need to figure out what you can do to bring yourself better back into balance. And any time that you're feeling that way, you can do that kind of assessment anytime throughout your life and kind of gauge where you're at, where you've been, and even where you want to be, where you want to go, where you're headed. And remember, with everything that you do, always have crystal clear intentions. Always. We have to be very clear on what we want. And that's very powerful, because how many people will say, well, I don't want this or I don't want that in, a significant other. Well, I don't want someone who's blah, blah, blah. And instead of saying what they really want and what they really, they're putting out the opposite energy from what they really wanted to do. They're not being clear with their intentions. So you can see that it's really important that you are very crystal clear. Always. So here's a message for everyone. Take a break. And it says, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. If you feel like you're doing too much right now, take a break. If you're feeling overwhelmed, take a break. It's nothing. There's nothing that there probably isn't, because I know there's going to be an exception to everything. But more than likely, there are things that you can let go and, do at a future time. That would let you be able to take a break now. We all need to take a break. Many of us don't. We just push and push and push and push and push ourselves. And I know I've been very guilty of that in my life as well. You always feel like there's no better time to do it than now. And yeah, it's good to have that sense of urgency when it's something that is propelling you forward on your spiritual path. But sometimes we just have to say, I just need a few minutes to myself. I need to take a little break. It doesn't have to be a 2-day break. I mean, we're talking like 20 minutes. Sometimes 20 minutes is all you need to totally rejuvenate yourself, and sometimes just that 20 minutes of quiet time, or as one of those angel cards says, quietude. I love that. Quiet solitude. Sit there with yourself. You don't even have to think. I mean, just sit there and close your eyes and just be. We're always so busy doing that we don't take time to be. And that's really important. Sarah said, thank you bunches, sweetie. I love that. Sunshine rays. Well, it's true. And I know I've told you that before, but every time I feel your energy, that's what I think of. So, and who doesn't love the sunshine, right? Well, it looks like we're about out of time. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. And, check out my third book, The ABCs of Forgiveness, that's going to be available later this week on Amazon. So if you haven't, if you have Kindle Unlimited, it will also be available on there to read for free, just like my other books. So, I hope you guys will check that out. You're welcome, Heather. You're welcome. I'm so glad you could make it. So I hope you guys will check that out. And I hope everybody is, has a really great week. And we will be right back here next week. Same time, same place. Good night, everybody. I love you all.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron.
Receive exclusive access to live stream special and
Other epic perks.
join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.